Hello, my name is Matt Friedman, and I'm the author of a book called Where Were You? A Profile of Modern Slavery. This book came out November 1st, 2021 by Penguin Random House, and I'm really excited about it. People often ask me, what is one of the most kind of relevant and important stories in this book? And that's really hard to answer. There are so many different experiences that I've had that really taught me all kinds of things. But I guess what I'll do is tell the story that gives the title to this book, Where Were You? So years ago, I was living and working in Nepal. I was coming in contact with a lot of cases related to modern slavery and human trafficking, and I decided that I wanted to write a book. As part of this process, I went from shelter to interview the women and the girls. I went to one shelter and there was a girl named Gita. And every time I approached Gita, she said, no, I don't want to give my interview. But as I interviewed all of the other girls, she sat and listened to all the stories. When I finished at that shelter and I was leaving, Gita comes running up and said, I changed my mind. You can have my story. I was thrilled. So Gita sat on one side of the table, the rest of us sat on the other side of the table. In over a 3-hour period, she told the worst story I had ever heard of rape and torture and disease. This was just a terrible, terrible story. I honestly didn't know what to say to her. Finally, I turned to Gita and I said, wow, Gita, you must be so angry at those traffickers for the horrific things they did to you. She paused and paused and paused. And eventually said, no, I'm angry at you and you and you. She pointed at us. She said, where were you? Said that every single day she woke up praying for somebody to come and help her. Nobody came. She said she went to school till she was 12. She knew that everything around her was illegal right out in the open. She said she wasn't angry at the traffickers. She said they're just bad people being bad people. She said she was angry at the good people, at society for not caring enough to allow a 15-year-old girl to have been commercially raped 7,000 times only to get AIDS, and she was dying. Now, I tell this story because Gita pretty much called us all out. She recognized for us to really make a difference, society needs to care. Society needs to step up. Society needs to look at 40 million people in modern slavery and say enough is enough. And we all have to take a stand in addressing this. So that's the reason why I came up with this particular title.